Cynthia, why? Why would you do this to me? You were like a sister to me. I trusted you with my life. Destiny's condition could no longer be explained away. Her friends whispered about how much she had changed. Destiny used to be so full of life, one girl murmured. Now she looks like a sickler. One afternoon, as Destiny was returning from school, she fainted on the road. A strangers rushed to help her and carried her home safely. When Cynthia heard about it later, she pretended to be shocked. My God! Destiny, are you sure this is not typhoid? You need to do a proper test, she said, patting her back. Outwardly, she played the role of a concerned friend, but in her heart she panicked. Chief had warned her that the effects would grow stronger. Destiny's collapse was proof that the ritual was already working. That evening, Destiny's aunt sat her down. My daughter, this is not ordinary. I've lived long enough to know when sickness is beyond medicine. Something deeper is going on. Cynthia forced a laugh. Auntie, nothing at all. Maybe she just needs to eat more. School stress is not easy. But Destiny's aunt wasn't convinced. She began to quietly watch Cynthia more closely. Later that night, Destiny sat by her window, looking out at the sky. Tears streamed down her cheeks. God, I don't understand what is happening to me. I want to live. Please don't let me die young. Cynthia heard her from the other room. For the first time, guilt hit her harder than ever. She had money now, new clothes, a new phone, and plans for even more. But as she listened to Destiny's quiet sobs, she realized she was feeding her own future with her friend's suffering. Still, when her phone buzzed with a message from Chief, bring me another one soon. Your blessings await. Cynthia wiped her tears and stared at the screen. Her conscience whispered, but greed shouted. Cynthia's life was changing quickly. With the money she received from Chief, she bought new clothes, expensive wigs, a flashy car, and even a phone that made her stand out among her friends. Whenever anyone asked how she got it, she simply laughed and said, hard work, my dear, hard work. But Destiny's aunt wasn't fooled. She noticed how Cynthia's lifestyle had suddenly shifted, and how Destiny's health was declining at the same pace. The timing was too suspicious. One evening, she sat alone in the sitting room, whispering prayers. God, open my eyes. Something is not right in this house. Meanwhile, Destiny's body was giving way faster than ever. She could barely attend classes. Her aunt took her for medical tests, but the results showed nothing unusual. The doctors said she was fine, yet her strength kept fading. That was when the aunt's suspicion turned into certainty. This was spiritual. Cynthia, however, was still under Chief's grip. One night, she met him again at his private lodge. He didn't greet her with smiles this time. His face was serious, his tone heavy. You've done well so far, but it's time to move higher. Pads won't be enough anymore. The spirits are demanding something stronger. Cynthia's throat tightened. What do you mean, Chief? Chief leaned forward, his eyes piercing into hers. Her life, the blood flowing freely is useful, yes. But the greatest power comes from the source itself. If you want your blessings to last, your friend must go. Cynthia's heart pounded. For a moment, she couldn't breathe. She never imagined it would come to this. Chief, she's like a sister to me, she stammered. He laughed coldly. Then you should be glad her life will give you wealth beyond imagination. That night, Cynthia walked home in silence, the words echoing in her head, your friend must go. For the first time, Cynthia felt cornered. Between Chief's demand and the aunt's suspicion, her world was tightening like a noose. And she knew, one wrong move would expose everything. Destiny's aunt, desperate for answers, decided to take her to a well-known pastor for prayers. Cynthia followed them reluctantly, acting concerned, but inside she was terrified. She knew that such places could reveal secrets she had worked so hard to hide. The moment they stepped into the prayer ground, the atmosphere grew heavy. The pastor, without anyone saying a word, turned to Cynthia and stared deeply into her eyes. He shook his head slowly and said, there is a Judas in this house, pretending to be a friend but carrying the blood of this girl to an evil altar. The entire congregation gasped. Destiny's aunt clutched her chest, while Destiny herself looked from the pastor to Cynthia in confusion. Cynthia tried to laugh it off, but her voice cracked. Pastor, it's not me. How can I harm my own friend? The pastor raised his hand and thundered, silence. You have been selling her pads to a man for rituals. Do you want me to call his name? Do you want me to describe the lodge where you meet him? At that moment, Cynthia fell to the ground trembling. Tears rolled down her face as she shook her head. Destiny's aunt wailed loudly, unable to believe that the girl she fed and sheltered was the same person plotting her niece's death. Cynthia tried to speak again, but her words wouldn't come out. It was as if the truth had locked her tongue. The pastor continued, "If not for the prayers of this woman beside Destiny, both of you would have been buried by now. Your greed has opened a door of death for you and for the man you serve." Cynthia wept uncontrollably, but no one comforted her. Destiny's aunt pulled her niece close, whispering, "God has exposed them. You will not die." From that day, Cynthia's secret was no longer hidden. The exposure was complete, and there was no way back. After the exposure in the church, Cynthia could no longer walk freely in the neighborhood. Everywhere she went, whispers followed her. Children pointed at her, women shook their heads, and men called her witch. Her shame was unbearable. She stopped going to school, stopped answering calls, and even avoided her own family, but it didn't end there. The man she trusted, Chief, turned against her. One night, she went to meet him, hoping for comfort or protection, but he was furious. He shoved her to the ground and hissed, "Foolish girl. You let yourself be exposed in public. Do you know what this means for me? The spirits are angry. They will not accept excuses." Cynthia begged him, crying and holding his legs, but Chief pushed her away like trash. "Leave my sight," he shouted. "And pray they don't drag you to the same grave they are digging for me." From that night, strange things began to happen to Cynthia. She could not sleep without hearing voices calling her name. The next day, Cynthia sat staring at the walls, trembling. She had thought money and flashy clothes would make her life better, but now she had nothing. Even Chief, the man she risked everything for, wanted her gone. Meanwhile, Destiny slowly began to regain her strength through prayers and care from her aunt. Seeing her recover made Cynthia's punishment heavier, because it proved the rituals had failed. Cynthia's life quickly became a shadow of what it once was. Night after night, she screamed in her sleep, her neighbors hearing her cry names that chilled their bones. "Chief, Destiny, blood, forgive me." She clawed at her own skin as if something invisible was dragging her away. One evening, she ran into the street barefoot, her hair scattered, her eyes wide and wild. "Leave me alone. Stop following me," she shouted, though no one was behind her. Passers-by gathered, whispering. Chief's fate was no less terrifying. During one of his midnight rituals, people nearby claimed they heard him screaming like an animal. When they rushed to his compound at dawn, they found the doors wide open, but no trace of him anywhere. His wealth, his charms, his power, all gone overnight. It was as though the spirits had swallowed him whole. Cynthia's torment grew worse. She wandered the streets of Lagos, dirty and broken. Women looked at her in fear, warning their own daughters, "See what greed can do. See what happens when you betray your friend." Her end came suddenly. One rainy morning, people found her body lying under a bridge. Her eyes were open, staring into nothing. There were no wounds, no signs of struggle. Only an eerie silence surrounded her. Many believed the same spirits she served had finally come to collect their debts. Destiny, by then, had regained her strength. She whispered, "I trusted her too much. But I won't make that mistake again." Her aunt replied softly, "Let Cynthia's story be the warning. When greed rules the heart, destruction is never far away. Betrayal and blood money never last. What is taken through evil will always return to destroy its owner." Please give this video a like, drop your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more powerful and interesting stories. See you in the next one.